We talked a bit about the awareness to promotion strategy as the basis of our marketing and advertising plan in the main business plan. So I just thought I'd give a brief overview of what the model is and how to best apply it. The model involves taking your customer through a series of 5 steps: awareness, education, engagement, monetization, as well as promotion. The input to building up your model is your positioning in terms of what value proposition you're offering to your customer. Depending on your product or services and your market structure, your differentiation and competitive advantage may be embedded within your value proposition. This is not always true, however. Your value proposition may carry your differentiation, while your competitive advantage lies in your operations and how this translates to value for your customer. For example, let's say you own a YouTube channel selling makeup tutorials and your profitability lies in attracting advertising from brands. Your value proposition might be that your tutorials cater for multiple skin types in one tutorial, but your competitive advantage is that you answer viewer inquiries within an hour of posting. There are many ways to approach it, but don't overthink it. Put yourself in the shoes of your customers or refer back to your personas. The first step of your model is product awareness. Designing a product awareness strategy involves choosing how you're going to let your potential customers know about your product. You may choose above-the-line advertising, which involves advertising on billboards, newspapers, Google advertising or social media advertising, and other traditional advertising media. On the other hand, if you have a bespoke product such as goth hair dye, then you can use targeted advertising in goth forums, or find goth friends and pay them to advertise your products in their goth networks. The whole point of your awareness campaign is to drive home the perception of value. It's not enough for your potential customers to know about your product or service if they don't know how it's going to benefit them, especially if similar products and services are widely available on the market. This is your only chance to drive home your 3 pillars and lay down a spot of occupation in the mind of your potential customer. Step 2 is to educate the consumer about your product. If there are bespoke characteristics about your product that translate to consumer value, then this is your opportunity to drive home that message. Product education tends to be quite expensive because more information needs to be shared about the product, especially if the product use and value is not demonstratively intuitive. You're trying to keep the consumer interested in your product here. If your product is simple and intuitive, or strongly appeals to psychographics that compels customers to want to buy it without fully understanding it, then you will spend more time on your awareness campaign. For example, if you are selling a fancy blender that also chases away criminals, and your target market is competitive wealthy housewives that are always on a mission to one-up each other, then paying one of them to advertise it and suggest that not having one is evidence of poverty is enough to actually move your product. You might just be able to get away with just awareness. It all depends on your 3-legged value proposition. At the end of the day, selling a laptop as a lifestyle product is different from selling it as a developer tool. You'll have to spend more time on product education to truly convince developers they need to buy your machine, whereas you would spend time on awareness and psychographic advertising to sell a laptop for its sexiness. We now move on to product engagement. Here, you're trying to get your potential customer to interact and use your product. Depending on your product or service, this may be the point where money changes hands and your potential customer is converted. For example, if you're selling spelling correction software, this is the point where you convince your potential customer to trial your software. Video streaming platforms offer a 7-day trial at this stage. If, however, your service is a bed and breakfast, then trying it involves the customer actually making a booking and money exchanging hands. Strategies, in this case, to convert interest to engagement may involve a virtual tour of your bed and breakfast online, or offers of freebies or promotional discounts. This is where penetration pricing comes in very handy. Put that carrot out. If you at least manage to get them to sniff it, then keep refining your engagement strategy until they bite. Next, you create the desire to purchase. Entrench the perception of value until the customer wants to buy. For example, on the streaming platform, you get the user to create a profile and you run recommendation algorithms based on the content they are watching during the trial. Until there's so much they want to watch, they let the trial lapse and pay full subscription price. After all, you can only watch so much in 7 days. Then lastly, you encourage your now converted customer to provide free awareness and educating advertising through word of mouth. If you can get them to create interest within their networks, great. If you can get them to drive people in their networks to actually make a purchase, then you've got a winner. Sometimes your product is just great and word of mouth happens organically. But sometimes you'll have to incentivize your customers to spread the word. Think of a cloud storage provider offering free X amount of storage for every person a customer refers. They effectively get their customer to do their awareness to engagement for them, and then they only work on monetizing. Going back to our games example, one way of awareness may be distributing flyers in the community. In this case, your pricing and variety may be just enough to get your potential customers all the way to engagement. That is, get the kids to go and check out your gaming website. Then to drive monetization, you offer a free trial and run some simple analytics on the trial information to refine your personas and refine your offers. You can then use those personas to create online communities of gamers purely based on your gaming content. This will go a long way in leveraging word of mouth campaigning. We have now come to the end of our tutorial. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have found the tutorial enlightening. Cheers for now.